Hi, I'm Stevie Fernandez.
And I'm Trish Whitmer. Nice to see your happy faces all ready for spring.
My favorite time of year, Trish. Ballparks all over the country opening up with the sounds of America's favorite pastime.
And on Explore Tulsa, we get to meet guys that have made it to the big leagues.
Yeah, we do, like George Frazier. George lived the life I always dreamed of, playing in the big leagues for the Cardinals, the Yankees, and the Cubs.
Then he became the TV analyst for the Colorado Rockies, making his entire career around baseball.
If only I were 11 inches taller, I could have pitched in the big leagues.
You know, I remember the second or third day walking in that locker room, Mickey Mantle was sitting in there. And I walked in, he said, "Hey, Okie, how you doing?" I was like, "That's Mickey Mantle. Do I speak or do I not speak?" Just like a normal guy. We grew up on about 20 acres in Springfield, Missouri, north of Springfield. We had a batting cage in the back. We had a basketball court behind the house. We had a football field down on the left side. So every Saturday, everybody congregated to our house because they knew my mom was going to cook some big meal, and she'd ring the bell at noon and it would be like halftime, and we'd all come in and eat, and we'd go back out and do it again. And I think the big thing I had to play, because I had to play with older kids. I mean, living out in the country, you know, you don't have a lot of neighbors, and so I always had to play with guys 4 years, 5 years older than me. I got cut 3 years in a row from my high school baseball team. I didn't make it. I was a pole vault high jumper. I was a basketball player. I was very excited about Drury University in Springfield, Missouri to play basketball. They just won 2 NAIA national titles. I was 6'5", I could jump. I high jumped and pole vaulted in high school. And I would pitch in the summertime on American Legion, but then it was basketball for me the rest of the time. So my senior year, Dick Birmingham, the late Dick Birmingham, who's in the High School Hall of Fame, came to me and he said, "Hey, I want you to pitch." And I said, "Nah, I'm gonna pole vault high jump. I'm just gonna go play college basketball." And he said, "Nah, come on." He said, "I'll make you a deal. You can pitch on Tuesday, you'll pole vault and high jump on Friday and Saturday." I said, "Okay, perfect." Well, I went down and pitched in a tournament in Bartlesville, Oklahoma. It was called the Glenn Widget July 4th tournament, and it was one of the better high school tournaments in the country. And I beat Rick Sutcliffe, former Cy Young Award winner and teammate of mine with the Cubs. I ended up beating him 1-0. And when I came out of the ballpark, Enos Seymour from Oklahoma, Kansas, Colorado, and Kansas State all offered me baseball scholarships in the parking lot. So I decided on Oklahoma because a good friend of mine, Keith Drumright, who went to OU and went to high school with me, he was going to go to OU. I got called up by the Cardinals for the first time in 1978. I grew up in Springfield, Missouri. I'm playing for the St. Louis Cardinals, the team I've always watched. You know, 5 years earlier, I was there at a clinic listening to Bob Gibson talk as a kid. Now I'm walking on the field at Busch Stadium. And the crazy part about that was, I was in Springfield, Illinois at a AAA ballpark, and my dad had come to see me pitch, my dad and mom. And I walked out of the ballpark with my bag in my hand, my travel bag. He said, "What'd you do, get released?" I said, "No, you get to take me to the big leagues." I went crazy because he dropped me off the ballpark. We had day game my first day, and I remember it like yesterday. Well, I got out of the car and ran into Busch Stadium. I was so excited to be in the big leagues, I left my ball bag in his trunk. Of course, didn't have cell phones, so he went all the way back out to my sister's house. I called the house, and when Dad gets there, tell him to bring my equipment back to me. I got traded to the Yankees. Probably the biggest thing for me with the Yankees, walking into the stadium, down that corridor. I remember the first time I took a trip down those steps, and I made that right turn. I said, Babe Ruth, Lou Gehrig, Joe DiMaggio, Yogi Berra, Whitey Ford, all these guys have walked down this corridor. And I was like, wow, I'm a Yankee. And it was a different era than it is today. When you'd look in and face guys from Carl Yastrzemski from the Red Sox, you know, guys like that. You're pitching in Fenway Park, it's jam-packed, they hate the Yankees. You know, pitching in, it was funny, pitching for the Cardinals against the Cubs against the Cardinals. I mean, you're fighting for that community. And with the Yankees, it's just not acceptable to lose. And that part of it, you kind of grab a hold of. You know, I got to pitch in a World Series there, we didn't win. Cubs, kind of the same lure. I was lucky. I pitched for the Cardinals, just a huge history of baseball. Pitched for the Yankees, huge history obviously in baseball, I think 26 World Championships. And then go to the Cubs, which is another deal in itself, and then lucky enough to finish it up with the Twins in a World Championship. It goes by so fast, you don't realize, you know, God, I was just in a World Series. I mean, you don't realize it. And then when you put the ring on, it's like you remember it all comes back to you.